or not cos theta or not sin theta. It's a real integers, either +1 or -1 or plus x or minus x. Even it doesn't has any floated value. Okay, it has a real integer values. So when we use Hadamard transform, what are the advantage we are getting in the sense we can able to avoid the multiplication. So in a hardware, the multiplication is an overhead. Compared to adder, multiplication will have a overhead. Whenever we have more multiplication, the delay, power, area, everything will be more. So if we can able to avoid this, or if we can able to reduce the number of multiplication, that will be better for the hardware when we move on to some other domain. So the Hadamard transform is an integer based transform, and even the twiddle factors for the Hadamard transform is 1 and -1 alone. Okay, so this 1 and -1 when we use will not have any multiplication. We need to go for either addition or subtraction alone. So why this addition and subtraction alone? Sorry, I said circle we need it to retrieve the linear functionality. But whenever we say transform, basic constraint they'll say a signal which satisfies orthogonal property, that can alone give a transformation function. If the signal doesn't satisfy the orthogonal property, it can't give the transformation. So whenever, that means the real meaning for this is, whenever I process a signal with one other signal, I need to retrieve the signal back. So it's an inverse application. So multiplication has a inverse with the division. Addition has a inverse with the subtraction. So similarly, whenever I process with some other signal, I transform to some other domain, I need to retrieve it back to the original domain. So this retrieving back, this inverse property, if it exists, then we'll say it is orthogonal. So if this retrieving property, if it not exists, we will not say this is orthogonal. So we need a coefficients with the integer based to retrieving the signal back. So if we can able to retrieving it back, we can say it satisfies the orthogonal, and somehow we can able to map it with the circle. It's nothing but this 1 and -1 is 1 centimeter radius of circle, that's it. Okay, again, even though if it has a real integer, it's again mapping with the circle only. And this Hadamard transform has more advantage whenever if you are compressing a data, or whenever you are generating a pseudo random data. Okay, so this pseudo random data or compressing a data, whenever if it is there, Hadamard transform will be a better solution. Since our application is image and video, the compression standards, whenever we go, this compression standards directly will have advantage over the Hadamard transform. And whenever we are transmitting a signal, we can able to transmit the signal easily in the spatial domain, not in the time domain. So in the spatial domain, the error tolerance for the Hadamard transform is higher compared to the others. So we can easily process this image, and we can easily transmit the data as wirelessly or wired. Okay, so it has very good energy packaging, which is nothing but the calculation which it used for the energy, which it used for the computation. So since it has very less number of adders alone, which doesn't has a multiplier, so we can able to easily reduce the energy compatibility. So fast computation. So again, this fast computation is nothing, how much order we can able to process. So conventionally we can able to process with order of n log n. So how this n log n in the sense, this is something like your FFT. So this is a worst case possibility for the FFT. So using your butterfly, if you process, log n stages will be there, each stage n inputs will be there. Okay, so n into log n, that's your computational complexity for the worst case computational complexity for the Hadamard transform also. But this has some tricky question. This order n log n is only applicable only when all your inputs are available. All your inputs are available at a time, then this n log n is compatible. But in case, just think it, your inputs are not available at a time. Your camera sensor will not give the entire image on a second or a single clock as a once. It will give half of the pixel at once, second half of the pixel in the second cycle. Something like that, it has to give the entire pixel one by one. So if I want to process this entire information, once this entire information is stored, after that, how I'm going to access the information. In case if you are storing these pixels in a memory, so per location only you can able to read it. In case per location 1 pixel if you are storing, again for the system only 1 pixel is available. You will not have the entire image. So this order n log n is applicable only when your entire data is available for the transform. So Hadamard transform. So this is the basic Hadamard matrix. So this HM is replaced with 1 because the Hadamard transform is an integer based transform, as I said, and it has only the coefficients of 1 and minus 1. So initially the basic 2 cross 2 matrix is 1, 1, 1, minus 1. If you want to build for the higher order, this image will be replicated. So instead of that HM, okay, the entire 2 cross 2 will, if I keep, it will go for the 4 cross 4 Hadamard transform. The entire HM is HM minus 1, HM minus 1, HM minus 1. It means the previous step. Okay. So initial matrix for the HM is 1, 1, 1, minus 1. This is for the 2 cross 2. In case if I want the higher order, I need to go for the next version. So I need to keep 4 cross 4. So this is for the H2, H2, H2 and H minus 2. So this entire thing if we keep 2, 2, 2, 2, 4 cross 4 matrix you will get. Sorry. Minus H2. So 4 cross 4 matrix you will get. So in the next stage you will get 8 cross 8 matrix. So what is this matrix it's saying means this is a 2-point transform. Your row and column size. Okay. So whenever we go for a FFT or whenever we go for the butterfly based FFT kind of architectures, we always move on to the square matrix. Okay. This square matrix will do your transform very fast. That's what we'll say it is a fast Fourier transform or fast Hadamard transform. So the square matrix will generate your next set of coefficients. Okay. So once the coefficients are generated, the W8 which is it's represented, we can go for the transformation function. So this transformation functions, if you want to understand, we have two terminologies, 1D transform and 2D transform, 1 dimension and 2 dimension transform. It's nothing but, in case, just think it, if I have a signal of 64 samples, okay, all this entire 64 samples, if I want to process, in the first stage, I need a 64 rows and log of 64 which has 6 stages, okay. So this is a 1D transform. But to do this entire computation of 64 stage in the first location alone, first stage alone, similarly for the 6 stages, what is the number of computation I have to do and what are the number of hardwares I have to build? It will be very huge. So the 2D transform is nothing. They convert this 64 pixel or 64 samples kind of a 2D matrix. So 8 rows at a line, 0 to 7, 0 to 7. That means 0, 0 to 0, 7, 7, 0 to 7, 7. So first 8 pixel, third 8 sample, like that 8 sample. So once I created this, first I'll go for the 1D transform of 8 pixel alone. This 8 samples alone, I'll go with a 1D transformation function. So for doing this 1D transformation function, I'll not require much hardware or much timing. So to attain these things, we have something called, okay, before that I'll complete the 1D transformation. So to attain this, first the login stages, how we need to compute, we have to calculate the twiddle factors first. That means the ones and zeros, ones and minus 1. Once we complete these things, how many number of adders I need to find out. Or how many number of subtractors I need to find out. This is exactly something like your FFT architecture only, that butterfly diagrams. So if you check each and every stage, x start, x1, which is adder and subtract. So which is a plus b and a minus b. Okay. So this a plus b, a minus b, if you count per stage, if you have n inputs, n adders and n or n subtract, n adder come subtractor, it will be available. So if you have n stages, if you have log n stages, again log n into n adder and subtractor is required. So that's what you have fast computation, which is in order of n log n, which is nothing but you have order n into log n adders and subtractors are there. Okay. So to compute this, initially we need to give the input to the first stage of adder. Okay. So once this first stage of adder, whatever we are giving, this is not the signed representation or this is not the 2's complement representation. Whatever the signal we are getting, all the signals are real-time signals which doesn't have any signed representation. Okay. So whenever we process, we need to add the signed representation bits, either 1's complement or 2's complement or else signed magnitude. So in which format you are going to process, we need to fix it. Once we fix, then the input will be given to the adder. Once the adder receives the input, will add and it has to give to the next stage. But next stage in the sense, again 8 adders will be there. Again